How about this breaking news? We had Taylor Jenkins get fired by the Grizzlies, and we thought, that's crazy. The season's winding down, and you're going to fire him? The Denver Nuggets said, hold our beer. We're going to take it a step further. We've got 3 games to go. We're going to fire our coach and our general manager.
Clean house. Why not? When did they win a championship again? Can you remind me of that?
2 seasons ago.
That's right. Okay, just wanted to confirm it was 2 seasons ago.
Well, so this was his 10th season. I just give him the 10 years credit because he basically got to the finish line. Which, there was certainly not a lot of good going on. Look, we'll see what Denver ends up doing. They got an Adelman running that situation now.
PIL.
Yeah. Pride of Lincoln.
Man, the PIL is just...
I think.
Yeah, he's a Lincoln kid.
Lincoln High School.
He's a
No,
Lincoln
I
kid.
mean...
Oh,
well.
The
post-high school.
Yeah, sure. I get it. I know.
The coaching stuff did not...
No, I know. I digress.
Anyways.
That's 2 PIL coaches in the NBA.
You're damn right it is.
And 3 from Portland area high schools.
Yeah. Well, Portland's a basketball town.
That we are.
But there was a lot of intel that relationship between Calvin Booth and Mike Malone was icy.
Not very good.
If you would have said yesterday, Sprague, would you be shocked if they were fired at the end of the season? I would have told you, nah, not really.
Especially if they lose first or second round, early exit. Like, all right, it's kind of run its course.
I wouldn't really blame Mike Malone. I kind of more look Calvin Booth, but also, are you willing to spend money? And if they're not willing to go into apron stuff, how much can I fully blame the general manager? But either way, I would have told you that wouldn't have surprised me. It's about the timing of it. And so Josh Dover's going to join us at 7:30. He's a Denver radio host. He's been on the show a lot. And I texted him to come on the show. And I said, hey, man, side note, just out of curiosity, scale of 1 to 10, how surprised you are they fired Malone. Because I thought Booth for sure was going to get axed. And he said 20. It's a 20 because they fired Mike Malone, which, what? But also, they fired Mike Malone with this many games left in the season.
Right before the playoffs start.
Right before the playoffs, you're going to fire the coach that helped lead you to your championship.
2 years ago.
Has been there for a decade, is your all-time wins leader.
Yeah.
Like,
they might have home court advantage in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's very possible.
They have not been playing good basketball, so maybe not because the Clippers are surging, but they might end up with home court advantage.
So before I let you give your thoughts on seeing this, because I got another angle of this I want to talk about with you. Where is Chauncey rank right now in the NBA of tenured coaches?
Oh, God. This is year 5 for him, I believe.
4.
Year 4 for Chauncey.
There's a 5-year deal with the 1 year being extended.
So, I mean, you go through, like, Spoelstra's obviously a long-time guy. Does Popovich technically still count? I mean, he's technically still the head coach, even though he's not.
Sure,
I know.
yeah.
But you can technically throw him in there. How many, I mean... I'll say he's top 12, top 10-ish.
Oh, I think it's higher than that. I think he's higher than 7 or 8.
Dirt nailed it.
Oh,
he's 10th. He's the 10th highest tenured coach in the NBA.
I can't wait till we get back-to-back announcement days of yesterday. The Nuggets win an NBA championship, might have home court advantage in the playoffs, and just fired their coach and their general manager. We just extended our general manager because he finally won more than 30 games in a season, and we're going to extend Chauncey Billups. I can't wait till that announcement
comes
in the
West,
today.
you have Kerr, so Kerr's been there.
That's a good point. Yeah.
How long is Daniel be there for the Thunder?
Daignault?
That's it.
That's the name.
He's been there 3 years, I think. I think Chauncey was here before Daignault.
When did Finch get to the Timberwolves?
I don't remember the year.
It's about the same.
Probably about the same.
I think he's been there about the same
he's 10,
time.
so you just need
And how
9
long
other
has
guys.
Lou been with the Clippers?
That's a good one.
Well, Chauncey was his assistant.
Right.
So he's been there longer.
So he's been there longer.
Yeah.
So 3, maybe 4 in the West.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. I think Joe Mazzulla is like the 13th longest tenured coach.
That guy just took over and won a title.
Well, I mean, look.
Can't wait for him to get fired next year when we give Chauncey another 5-year deal.
I'm not familiar with this NBA. This is not an NBA I grew up with.
No.
Is coaches getting axed at this point of the season?
This is hockey stuff. This is NHL stuff.
This happens a lot in the NHL. There's teams that have gone on to win Stanley Cups. Mike Johnston, the head coach for a long time of the Winterhawks, went to coach the Penguins for 2 years. They turfed him halfway through a season, and they went on to win a Stanley Cup. So it doesn't derail your year. I think it's another reminder of, yes, they're significant, but also not the most important piece of your organization. I thought what made this most interesting was simply the total clearing of house. Like, general manager and coach. And I get that, if there's a butting of heads on one side or the other,
usually pick a side.
Yeah, the GM wanted some of the younger guys to play. I read some of that. He was miffed with some of the minutes that Westbrook was getting.
They didn't like each other.
Right? They just weren't getting along. So I get hey, this is not a relationship that's going to work. We need a separation here. You usually pick one side of that. And Denver was like, nah, let's just fire everybody going into the playoffs.
The other part of this, we got audio from Kroenke that I want to get to as well. Josh Kroenke, because Stan is the owner, but Josh is
the president, I think, of the team.
He's the Nepo owner.
He's the governor.
Yeah.
He's the one.
Stephen Jones.
He's Stephen Jones.
He's the one that makes the call on voting.
He's part of the reason Secession was such a great show, is you get to see the inner workings of Daddy created or did something. What son do? Well, he's naturally going to be what Daddy was.
Give me some of those scraps, baby. I'm going to run that NBA team because I have so much experience running NBA teams.
Well, he at least did an interview. He did the interview day of.
What's that like? Yeah, I'll give him credit for that.
Gave his thoughts. We can play that audio. I also want to get to this on the other side because I want to carry this over. Will this pay off for them? Is this a waving of the white flag of the season before even getting to the playoffs with debatably the best player in the league on your roster and some of the fallout that maybe isn't getting enough attention, but it would in the right circumstance? So we'll get to that coming up next as the Nuggets fire their coach. A couple other NBA dealings as well. I have a Masters segment today for Dirt.
Thank God.
And Swag. He's
Thank
hosted
God.
Golf Northwest.
I got nuggies up the yin yang.
Do you?
Masters nuggies all over. It's Pimento Cheese Wednesday, baby.
That's right. They're coming in today.
It's coming in today.
Do you have a delivery time?
I don't have a specific delivery time, but I
sign
tracked
for it?
my delivery, and I know that it's in the city limits. It's here.
Troutdale?
It's somewhere in the city limits.
Do you guys want azaleas tomorrow morning, Friday morning, both mornings? What do you want to do?
We'll give you that answer off the air.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
It'd be really funny if your package came opened and half eaten.
How about are you going to make them here in the studio?
I'll bring the elements in.
I will bring. I can tomorrow bring in I'm getting cups. I have souvenir cups. We can drink out of Masters souvenir cups with our azalea cocktails.
Look at us getting our white people golf thing on.
Let's go, baby.
How about that?